Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm registered dietitian Jacqueline Gomes, and of course we are here to talk all things weight loss and fat loss so that you can feel your best, increase your energy, and just like really feel confident, you know? That's what we're all about here at Busy Woman Weight Loss. So today we are debunking myths and facts about weight loss and fat loss, right? So this comes at a very timely time because it's the end of January, and so by now you probably have gone through all of your, fad diets, misinformation, combing the internet, Googling how do I lose weight the fastest. By now that has already happened. So what I really want to do is dive into some really common myths that I see with my own clients in my practice, how you can create a more balanced lifestyle so that you can see weight loss without feeling completely miserable. So without further ado, I like to jump right into it. So we're going to dive into the first one, which is crash diets or very low calorie diets are an effective way to lose weight. So this is like such a conundrum, because while a caloric deficit is absolutely necessary to lose weight, there's a really big difference between eating 800 to 1,000 calories versus just decreasing your intake by like 300 or 350 calories. So this is a really important one because eating so low can actually be quite dangerous. And so eating that low of a caloric intake, so in that 1,000 calorie range, even for some people, 1,200 calories. Now I gotta tell you, I'm 5'5", and I work out every day. If I ate 1,200 calories or only 1,200 calories a day, I would be dying. I would be dead. I wouldn't even be able to get out of bed. Like, that just wouldn't even happen for me. So, are you doing this and you're feeling completely drained? You're starving, you're really having these feelings of deprivation. This is just not a sustainable way to lose weight. And that's why it's a myth. So while it can help you lose weight in the short term, it's not a long-term effective way to lose weight, because you will naturally have to give up before you could even reach your goals or maintain those goals. And so I have clients, for example, that are coming to me after doing Whole30 in January, and they're like, I didn't even last 20 days. And they're regaining any weight that they lost. And the reason for that is because it's just not sustainable. How can you eat so little for such a long period of time? Like, it's just not going to happen. So that is myth number one, busted. So the real way to do it is just to have a modest caloric deficit of what your baseline is for maintenance, and just like back out 300 to 350 calories. You'll find that you'll be a lot more satisfied and you'll be able to stay consistent with it for a lot longer period of time. All right, number two, carbohydrates. This is perhaps one of my favorite ones. Carbohydrates are the enemy and should be avoided for weight loss. I gotta tell you, sister, I eat a lot of carbs and I'm in very good shape, okay? Not to like toot my own horn, but I lift weights, I work out, I eat a very balanced diet. What I teach to my clients is how I eat my PFP method, which is protein, fiber, and portions. It works. I've been doing it for years and years and years and years, and I have maintained the same weight and the same body fat for as long as I can remember. Why? Because I include carbohydrates in my diet. And so while there's lots of confusion around what's a good carb, what's a bad carb, I don't like to put foods into those categories as good or bad. Rather, I want you to think about it as food is just food, and it has varying degrees of nutrition. Carbohydrates, they're a really critical source of energy. Our central nervous system likes carbs, okay? But truth be told, I do like you to focus more on fiber-rich carbs like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, right? These provide essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and additionally fiber, which also helps to keep us fuller for weight loss to be a little bit more consistent, okay? So don't rule out carbs. Is there a place for carbs that don't have a good source of fiber? 110%. A small part of your diet can be carbohydrates that are not a super rich source of fiber, and that is okay, all right? But the point is that we want the majority of our carbohydrates coming from those good quality sources, okay? All right, myth number three, skipping meals accelerates weight loss. So while This is like my claim to fame. This is one of the things that I really struggled with. Now we're talking probably like 11 years ago. So skipping meals was something that I used to do to really facilitate fat loss. I just really wanted to get in like really good shape. And I thought like skipping meals was it, right? Because if reducing my calories meant that I would lose weight, then skipping meals, well, my God, I would just rule out 400 calories right there and start to lose weight. Except it backfired, right? So the fact is that skipping meals can actually lead to overeating later in the day or binging, right? So if you're someone who finds yourself eating everything in sight on the weekends and you're binging on the weekends, it's probably because you're either skipping meals during the week or you're eating as little as humanly possible so that you could put yourself into this caloric deficit, except it backfires because now you're overeating all those calories that you thought you were missing out on. So it's not really working, right? Fact here is that regular balanced meals do help to support steady energy in our bodies. We will maintain better hormonal balance. We will be more focused and more productive if we have more consistent and steady meals throughout the day. And if we are more consistent, then weight loss or weight management will be that much easier. All right, now let's talk about weight loss supplements. So the myth here is weight loss supplements are a quick fix. Now, while this is an interesting place and time that we're in that weight loss medications are super popular right now and highly sought after. And I have my own patients that are on weight loss medications, but they're being medically supervised by their physician. And they're also coming to me for lifestyle modifications to address the root cause of their weight gain to begin with. And that's really the important piece of it. And so there are certain individuals who may require this, but by no means should it be like a Band-Aid or a quick fix. But getting back, and what I mean by that is, you should always be monitored by a healthcare professional if you decide to go down that route. So that's what I'll say about the medications. But with the supplements, the fact is that many supplements or most supplements lack scientific evidence, and they're really just not regulated by any governmental agency like the FDA. And so a lot of these supplements can have varying levels of the supplement in question, right? And can have adverse effects and can even, be contraindicated with certain medications or other things that you may be taking. And so it's really important to be super careful with these. If you're thinking about going down that route, I highly recommend you work with your healthcare professional. As a registered dietitian, I can certainly give you guidance around these. Anytime you're wanting to invest in supplements, and I don't believe in weight loss supplements, but since we're on the topic, if you want to invest in any kind of supplement, you always want to go with a company that third party tests their products to ensure the potency of their product and make sure that what they say is in the product is actually in there. So weight loss really is best achieved through a balanced diet, regular exercise, and a healthy lifestyle habit. So I think you kind of know that by now, if you've been listening to anything that I've been saying, throughout any of my videos. So, just be mindful of that. Really can keep it simple and keep it basic. All right. The next myth is all calories are equal regardless of the source. Now, this is interesting because I think that there are two schools of thoughts around this. We have those individuals that are like, no, a calorie is a calorie, calories in, calories out. If you are at maintenance, you'll maintain your weight. If you're taking in more than you're expending, you're gaining weight, and vice versa. But really the fact is that the quality of your calories really matters. And so the quality of your diet and the nutrients that are put into your diet will affect how your body feels and also how consistent you're able to stay in your caloric deficit if that's the route you're going in order to achieve weight loss or fat loss, right? So, nutrient dense foods provide essential minerals, vitamins, and promote overall health and well-being. But more importantly, well, I shouldn't say more importantly, but if you're looking to lose weight, this may be more important to you, is that you don't want to be hungry when you're losing weight, right? I think that goes without say. That's probably one of the biggest, pain points that I hear with people that come to me is like, listen, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to be hungry. So how can you make that happen? Well, actually quite easily, because when you structure your diet appropriately and you're prioritizing protein and you're adding in healthy fats and you're eating enough food, then you can maintain a slight caloric deficit without being overly hungry. So the quality of your diet does in fact matter. And it'll also matter with how you look and the type of weight that you lose, right? And so if you have a diet that's completely void of protein, your body is going to go after your muscle for that energy. And so you're going to end up looking like a deflated balloon, which is not what we want, right? So the next myth is eating at night causes weight gain. I got to tell you, if this was true, then I would be 1,000 pounds because I like eating at night. Now I have, a controlled diet. I know what I'm eating and I know how much I need to eat in order to maintain my weight. And I'm not someone who doesn't honor my hunger. I certainly do, which is why I eat at night. But the fact is that the timing of your meals matters less than the overall caloric intake and balance of your diet. So it's more about how much you're eating in, let's say, this 24-hour window or throughout your week versus you eating dinner at 6 p.m. versus 9 p.m. That is completely irrelevant and has nothing to do with your ability to gain or lose weight. So I'll give you an example. Me personally, I love to close my evening out with a bedtime snack. That's just what I like to do. I go to bed fairly early, 8:30, 9 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock, I'm having a Greek yogurt with dark chocolate chips and a little peanut butter. And I love that. It makes me feel good. And it gives me kind of this closure to my day. And I still haven't gained any weight from doing that. All right, now our next myth is all about water. So how many times have I heard this week? I just don't drink enough water. I only drank 16 ounces of water. So I will say that the myth that drinking more water directly leads to weight loss, that myth is true, so to speak. The fact is that while staying hydrated is absolutely essential for overall health, water is a nutrient. Always think about water, or anything that we cannot live without is an essential nutrient. So water is not this magical solution for weight loss. It doesn't directly cause weight loss, but what water does is by maintaining adequate hydration, it supports a healthy metabolism and it aids in appetite control. So if you're feeling overly hungry, you have cravings, you're but I just ate, I don't understand how I'm hungry, you could just be dehydrated. And it also will affect your skin, how you feel, your energy levels, so water really does play a critical role in your whole journey. So, if you're unsure about how much water to drink, you can first look at your urine, the color of your urine, and if it's really yellow, then we got to get water on board, okay? If it's kind of clear, you may be adequately hydrated, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're still drinking enough water. We also have to think about how much are you working out or sweating? Is it summer? Do you work outside? Do you work inside? There's lots of things to consider when it comes to adequate hydration. One thing you can do is you can take half your body weight in ounces and use that as a guide. But if your half your body weight in ounces is more than 128 ounces or a gallon of water, that might be too much. That's kind of where I would say that's enough, a gallon of water a day. But for most people fall a little bit under that. And just know that when you're increasing your water intake, you want to do that slow and steady, because if you go too fast, you can actually get nauseous or a little lightheaded. So just keep that in mind. The next myth is all fats are bad for weight loss. Now, this is so untrue. I can't even emphasize how untrue this is. The fact is that healthy fats, so fats that come from avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, for example, these are really essential for overall health and well-being. So if you don't believe me and you're a little bit more vain and into your appearance, healthy fats do show promising research that it does help to have healthier skin and reduce wrinkles. So if that's what you need in order to consume more fats, then by all means do that. But it's not going to prevent you from losing weight. So I think the low fat craze was in the 90s or something like that. That philosophy was largely put to rest because the obesity epidemic didn't go away. It's only getting worse. So it's definitely not healthy fats that are causing people to gain weight. Fat is important for satiety. It adds fullness and flavor to our meals. And it also does support nutrient absorption. So our fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K really look for fat in order to be absorbed appropriately. So don't discount the power of fats. Keep them in your diet, but remember, portion control does matter, okay? Next one is weight loss is solely about willpower. This one hurts my heart, I've been a dietitian for a long time, and I got to tell you, it's never about willpower. It most of the time is mindset. It's just habits and routines that we've fallen into, but it's almost never about willpower. Maybe about discipline, but I don't think that discipline and willpower are the same thing. So the fact is that weight loss involves lots of different factors, and it's a very complex process. And we need to consider genetics, metabolism, environment, mental health. There are lots of things that will either promote or inhibit weight loss. And I think that we need to understand that it requires a whole person approach rather than just focusing on one thing. If you are someone who is under a lot of stress, maybe you're not sleeping, you're not taking care of yourself, and you have super high cortisol levels, or maybe you have some kind of metabolic condition, it's going to be harder for you to lose weight. That's just what it is. So I think that we need to understand that weight loss is a complex process, and working with a real professional like a registered dietitian is really going to give you the proper facts and roadmap to achieve a weight loss or fat loss that is sustainable and comfortable for you, and ultimately that you're going to be happy with. All right, guys, now let's start to land this plane. One of the last ones, and this isn't the last one, but one of my last myths is exercise is the only factor in weight loss. If you only rely on exercise for weight loss, you're going to be working out really long and really hard and probably never stop. It's just not the most effective way to create a caloric deficit. Diet is. And so while exercise is absolutely crucial and critical for overall health, and I'm a huge advocate for it, dietary choices and other factors like sleep, stress management, and your lifestyle as a whole really do play a significant role in weight loss. So it is part of the puzzle, but it's not the only piece of the puzzle. So I always say that exercise and diet are like king and queen. So the king is diet and exercise is the queen. So diet is number one. Without proper diet, you are not going to reduce your body fat. But exercise absolutely supports the whole system and plan. And so while they can operate independently in their own way, they operate best together, which is why I absolutely always incorporate fitness and exercise as part of my coaching conversations and programs. Anytime I'm working with somebody, you better believe we're going to talk about movement. And movement can be where you are today and where we're going to get you in the future. It's not like, you're not moving at all? Well, guess what? Next week, you're going to the gym 5 days. We're doing weight training. We're doing cardio. You're going to hop on the lift. No. Where are you today, and where can we slowly start, right? Maybe it's walking. Maybe it's getting up from your desk once an hour. Maybe it's just hopping on the treadmill, Maybe it's finding some fitness videos on YouTube. YouTube is a wealth of information. Obviously, I love YouTube. And I got to tell you, there's lots of fitness people that I follow on YouTube. And whenever I'm kind of in a rut and I want something a little different, or maybe I'm on vacation and I want to follow along to a, workout, I'll just hop on YouTube. It's that simple. But the point is that exercise is not the only factor in weight loss. It's part of it, okay? You really do need to implement dietary changes in order to effectively lose weight or body fat, all right? The next one, and this is it, you guys. Once you reach your goal weight, you can return to your previous habits. Sorry, no, absolutely not. Sustainable weight management requires ongoing health habits and routines that you can stick to for life. Returning to your old habits is only going to return you to your status quo or where you were before. Now, I have been weight training for a number of years now, and I'm very happy with the amount of muscle that I have put on, the reduction in my body fat. I'm stronger. I have more energy. I just feel really good. I have 2 young boys. I can play with them. I can run. We can play soccer outside. That makes me feel good, and I'm really proud of that. If I stopped my training, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I stopped my training, it wouldn't be long before my muscle turned to flab, right? Before I just kind of like didn't look fit anymore. It wouldn't be long before I probably start, gaining a little bit of weight, and for certain fat. So this is something that you have to embrace forever. Sorry to break it to you, but this is something that has to be ongoing for you in your life. It has to be part of who you are and who you become. Okay. So I hope that really helped you with debunking some myths and really getting the facts on the table around how weight loss and fat loss really does happen. So I have a couple of different things that I also want to tell you about. So if you're into free stuff, which I am, everyone's into free stuff, down below you can find my protein workbook freebie. And this is a great guide to help increase your protein in your diet, which, as you know, is a critical piece of fat loss. So in my guide, I teach you how to hit 130 grams of protein every day. And then the other guide that I have is my Metabolism Boost ebook. This is just a short ebook that can help you better understand your metabolism and how it works. And if you're watching this video in the early part of 2024, my brand new 90-day Busy Woman Weight Loss Solution Coaching Program starts March 11th, 2024. This is a brand new revamped coaching program. So I've run this program for many years in the past, but this year I finally redid all of the content. All the videos are brand new. The workbook is brand new. The roadmap is brand new. The coaching is brand new. And just know that the coaching is done with me. I don't hand you off to one of my associates or team members. I will always be there with you every step of the way. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just go down below and you'll see the apply form. You can just fill it. It just has a couple of questions. It's literally like 60 seconds to fill out. We'll hop on a quick call just to make sure that this is something that fits your needs and your goals, and we will get you to where you need to be. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Subscribing does really help me to create more content that provides you with the weight loss and fat loss solutions to lead a healthier life, hopefully prevent chronic disease in the long run, and just really give you that confidence that you can be and have the health and body that you want. All right. Thanks again, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.